Welcome back, everyone, to Rob's Daily Classics. I found this beautiful 1974 MGB. About 8 days ago, I found this car, and I thought I'd share it with you. This is a beautiful nut and bolt type restoration. Just outstanding. So let's enjoy this car. 1974 was an interesting year for MGB. They actually had three different variations of the bumper standards for the 1974 model year. So depending on when you bought the car, it's an interesting story. I actually put together a little slideshow here. So the first model that we're looking at here, this car here that's for sale, it's an early 1974, meaning that it was built during 1973 in the late fall of 73, and it had chrome bumpers as we remember it. This car right here, this white one, which again is this beautiful car that I'm featuring. So it had chrome bumpers and these bumperettes with these rubber inserts, and that was in late 1973 model year. And then in January 1974 and into most of the year in 1974, they retained the chrome bumpers, but they added these big rubber blocks the front and rear of the car, and those big rubber blocks were there to absorb the energy of an impact. 5 mile an hour front, I think it was 2.5 mile an hour rear. So they were much bigger than the late 73. And then by September of 1974, the final iteration of the 1974 model year, some people call this the 1974 and a half, they came out with that full rubber bumper front and back. So when I first looked at this car, I said, is this a European model? Did somebody retrofit this car with chrome bumpers? Because I did not know that they had so many variations of the car during the calendar year until I did some research just a little while ago. So this car is a beautiful car. This car here has the thin chrome line bumpers, front and rear. I'm going to let the photos just do the talking here. This person is in Massachusetts, and I can't see anything that I wouldn't want with this car. And a lot of times when we look at these MGBs, people criticize them and say, oh, I can buy a Miata and I can do this. Yeah, you're right. You can. You can buy a Miata. But this is a real British sports car. And even though it's not a rocket, it's only got 78 horsepower. I think it had a 1.8 liter inline four-cylinder engine. By 1974, the compression ratio was lowered because of emissions, and so was the Volkswagen Beetles back in those days. Everybody was struggling in the early 70s to conform to emission standards. They did have electronic overdrive for both third and fourth gear, and the seller goes on to say that this car does not have overdrive. I'm really not sure if that means a lot unless you're going to commute with this car every day to go to work. So I'm okay if this car doesn't have electric, overdrive. It was problematic. There was faulty switches and relays and wiring with a lot of the cars in the British era at this time. But this car in particular is really stunning. And the seller goes on to say that there's a chrome bumper MGB, 4-speed manual transmission, no overdrive. Southern car until 2014 with extensive mechanical refurbishing after the last 10 years. Bare metal refinishing in late 2021. DuPont single stage paint. New interior, new windshield seals. Please call me to discuss. So let's just go through the pictures here. And like everything else today, if you were to restore this car, if somebody gave you a donor car and said restore it, you can't restore it for $13,500, whatever he's asking for this car. You just can't do it. No way, no how. So in that regard, I think this car is an incredible value. Now, you can find MGBs for $4,000, $5,000 that you'll have to put money into. But if you were able to buy this car for like $11,000 or $12,000, I don't think you can go wrong. And I actually think in this type of condition, this car will advance itself as far as appreciation goes, especially, of course, it's got the chrome bumpers as well. So, yeah, beautiful car, unbelievable looking, nice brand new interior, dashboard, gauges, everything looks superb. Everything that you want in a nicely restored car and more. And there it is. Sits really well, very original looking. Back window, I believe, zips out. And there's the rear chrome bumper with the bumperette with the rubber insert from the early model year. And then he shows the work that he did on this car when it came to, putting, it looks like maybe new sills in and got rid of some of the rust that was there. He's got some rust soundproofing in the floorboards. Nicely done. Just beautifully detailed. And this engine bay, it's amazing. He shows some details on the engine with some nuts and bolts. This engine looks fantastic. Everything looks very meticulous, how everything is wired and routed. Nothing looks very sloppy. Fantastic work. The man is congratulated for doing such a nice job here. And there's your reservoirs there for your clutch and such. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see, not buying this car if I was in the market for an MGB. Like I said, you can buy $9,000 cars, $8,000 cars all day long, but to go that extra distance of $13,000, it's definitely worth it. Look at that beautiful cowl here in the front where the radiator is. How nice everything looks. It has an oil cooler. Yeah, the car's great. So, yeah, if you sense that I'm in love with this car, you're right, I am. I'm just hoping that if somebody's interested in this car on Daily Classics, somebody didn't outright and buy this car yet because it's that good looking. So this car is out in Massachusetts and not too far away from Boston. If you're interested in this car, just go to Craigslist, type in 1974 MGB Roadster in Massachusetts, and this car will come popping at you. If you're not already a subscriber to Daily Classics, please subscribe and hit that little button. Please give a thumbs up if you enjoy these videos as well. And if you have experience with these MGBs, give it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I know it's not a rocket sled. It's got very low horsepower. I think my Suzuki has more power than this, but it is such an enjoyable car to drive. I've had so much seat time in these cars, both as a kid and as an adult. And every time I gave one, I finished working on them and get rid of them. I never had something as nice as this one, though. The ones I had were kind of ratty back in the old days in the 1980s and 90s and things like that. So I can really appreciate this car. So thanks very much for joining us. This, again, 1974 MGB top pick. Go pick this car up. Go buy it for $13,500. Buy it for $13,000. Buy it for $12,500. Just go down and look at it. It might be something really, really nice. And you might meet a really good enthusiast that knows all about the car, too, and you can share some stories. So, which is part of the fun in buying cars, right? Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Bye.